Thanks for joining us again, punters. We're back talking golf now. Jake, it's the PGA at Oakland Hills in Michigan.
It is.
No Tiger again. Big Phil's going to start a warm favourite.
Yeah, I think his punters have installed him around a $12 pre-tee favourite, which is, I guess it's fairly short given that it's such a big field. But had Tiger been in, he usually starts odds on, so I guess that's about right about Phil.
Yeah. Padraig and Sergio, the next in line. Padraig, of course, off his win at the Open, $22 and Sergio $26. Is the winner going to come from the European mob?
Possibly not. Only 7 winners of the USPGA have come from outside the States, Tag. So the odds are stacked against Europeans, Australians and what have you. However, there's been only one tournament staged at Oakland Hills in the last sort of 10 years, and that was the Ryder Cup in 2004, which was won by the Europeans. So they obviously played the course well.
Yeah.
So that could push punters into a European. But yeah, you need to be careful because it's a field that's dominated by Americans just by virtue of the way the PGA structure the tournament. So in all likelihood, it will be American winner.
American winner. The Aussies, though, at good value as ever on Betfair. For these majors, Scott the best at 38, Ogilvy the next best at 43, and then there's a host, Appleby and Allenby included at about 50 plus. The best Australian, Jake, who's that going to be?
Ogilvy's very consistent. He's number 7, I think, in the world at the moment. So if you were to back one of the Australians, Jeffrey Ogilvy would be that man.
Now, something that is not usually into sports betting, but that is the Olympics. It's taken off in recent years with a bit more betting around the Athens Games. And we've got a few here for you that we like. And we're going to start with the 100 metres because it's a real three-way go here. And what is usually the blue ribbon event of the athletics.
Yeah.
And we've got Usain Bolt, Tyson Gay, and the other Jamaican, Asafa Powell. It's pretty tight in the betting. $2.56 Usain Bolt, Asafa Powell $3.55, and Tyson Gay $3.60. Jake, favouring anyone here?
Oh, I can't wait for this event, Tags. It's going to be an absolute clinker.
It is going to be a clinker.
Yeah. We obviously saw the race between Bolt and Powell just a couple of weeks ago. Powell won that in quite a slick time. He ran a slick time in a race following that, but we saw Bolt sort of miss the kick.
Yeah, and he stumbled. He seemed to stumble a little bit as well, and didn't run through the tape like.
No, he ran second and made up many lengths in racing parlance.
It's an interesting one, the 100 metres, because the Americans tend to peak on the day. And it's been known that the Jamaicans and Barbados athletes sort of run very good times during the year, but don't quite have it when it comes down to the crunch.
Yeah.
And Tyson Gay ran a pretty slick time. In fact, he was very lucky to qualify in the end at the US trials. I think he was the fastest loser, having eased down at the line. But watch for that to be one of the best races and indeed one of the best betting races over the Olympics.
Is Gay going to focus on the 200 metres, Tags, do you know? Or?
I think the 100 is his focus.
Okay.
But Bolt is definitely going to run the 100 and the 200, which is good news for him.
Fantastic.
We'll have a look at the rowing now because Australia are well within reach of some of these medals. They are also within these markets. No surprises there. One that we've taken a bit of a fancy to is the women's 8. It's, of course, the boat that did have Sally Robinson that was unfortunate that...
Lay down, Sally.
That it did have that unfortunate circumstances in Athens. But they're well within the market here, and I think the men's 8 have been given a lot of press, but apparently the women's 8 are going very well. They're $3.80 to win that. They're just behind the US at $3.20.
You've got some inside mail for punters in the rowing, Tags, don't you? Do you want to send a cheerio?
Well, a big cheerio to David Crawshay. All the best in the pairs, in the sculls. Good luck, Dave.
On your DC.
Captain of the Olympic rowing team. Good man. But it's the men's pairs that we're going to have a look at. Ginn and Free, we've been told. And apparently they're Monties.
Really?
Apparently it's money time.
Pile in, punters.
$1.88. $1.88. We've been given the good word. So there's one for the punters. The other one that we're going to have a look at, the men's 8, but they're going to start around $4 behind a couple of the other crews there. We're going to skip that and we're going to go straight to the racing this week. It's the Ori Star.
It's all happening this week,
Yeah, the Ori Star at Flemington. It is probably one of the coldest race meets you can imagine.
Oh.
August 9, right in the middle.
Pack your scarf and woolies and long johns and stuff.
And there's some pretty good horses running around. It's a listed race, but Sonic Quest is running for Lee Friedman. And Jake, I know you've been a big fan of this horse.
Yeah, it's a bit of a money muncher, Tags. And it's munched my money on a couple of occasions, notably on the Australian Cup Day earlier this year. But he ran a beautiful race behind Apache Cat at Moonee Valley in the Australia Stakes, first up. So I'm favouring him, should he run. We haven't got the final acceptances yet, but if Sonic Quest runs, and there's a bit of sting out of the track. I expect him to go very well.
Playwright and Shilling probably also likely to resume here, so there could be some good top runners. This is normally the start-off race for horses like El Segundo.
It is, yeah.
In the past, Apache Cat last year, I think, run and
Exactly
ran
right.
and won, didn't it? And it's the San Domenico Stakes in Sydney. Jake, anything here?
Anatomica, Joe Pride's filly.
You love this horse, don't you?
Well, no, Joe Pride does. He has big raps on
okay.
it. So I think he's a good, honest fellow. Large forehead, but a good fellow. And I think if Joe's word is franked, then look for a big run from Anatomica. Black Mink's the other one, the Queensland horse.
Good news with all the European horses signing up for accepting or nominating, that is, for the Cups and the Cox Plate. Plenty of horses hopefully on their way. Didn't really take into account the fact that there's the Arc and also the Breeders' Cup at the same time.
No.
Would Duke of Marmalade come?
He won't, but
He won't, will he?
magnificent if he did.
No chance.
We should frame a market on it.
We'd love to frame a market.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you again next week.
punters.
Bye-bye.